Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Now, in case y'all don't know this, we're in martial law, but they're keeping it on the down low. They've been in martial law for a minute, you know, so it's been going through different degrees, you know, gradually tightening up, you know, and it's about to come to a full-fledged head. Now I'm going to talk about, in the next couple of videos, I'm still going to be banging, well, not trying to bang on Pharaoh. I'm going to try to convince the brother that he's on the wrong side. He needs to come over here, you know, on the right side. And the Hebrew Israelites and any what they call black extremist groups, you know, they're trying to set it off, you know. I don't know if those are false flags. What happened the other day to them so-called Hebrew Israelites, we don't know, you know. But we're in martial law. We're in what's going to be the final phases of the King Alfred lockdown. So we want to peep a couple of videos of the police hassling and detaining brothers, and you know, on the streets, and how white women been calling the police on black people, how some white men been acting. It's all getting ready to come to a showdown, you know. We are counting down to the showdown. Now, in Detroit, it's beginning to emerge white supremacy in the Detroit police, but we got a majority black city, and a majority, well, I don't know if it's majority black police force, but it's at least half and half, half black, half white. But we're going to get into all of that because it's Christmas, and it's supposed to be peace on earth and goodwill towards men, man. But it ain't like that, man. There's wars over here, wars over there, wars everywhere. But it's getting to be a great big war. So check it out.
Fight. Will I be another victim? Will I be a statistic?
On July 21st, DeMarcus Bunch and his cousin, Shannon Scribner, were in their hometown of England, Arkansas to shoot a music video. Bunch says from the first moments they entered the small town, Officer Michael Moore was following closely.
He drove through, and he noticed that we were parked over there. He kind of just slowed down, and I guess to see who we were. He then went up to the stoplight. He went down that street, and he came back across the gravel there. Then he parked right over there in the grass, and he just sat there up until, you know, we left.
Feeling uncomfortable, Bunch says he and the crew drove to their final destination, the neighborhood where they grew up.
I mean, initially I was like wondering, why is he doing this? You know, we're in, you know, small England. Everybody knows everybody.
The officer pulled in shortly after them.
And he slowed down, again, just staring to see what we were doing. So that's when my cousin and I, he said, hey, man, let's go let him know who we are and what we're doing.
Bunch and Scribner's uncle is also an England police officer. The cell phone video taken by Bunch picks things up from there.
I'm Mike Moore. All right.
We Dale Scribner's nephew.
Yeah, we there just trying to record a video.
We just noticed you've been following us everywhere.
Right now?
Yeah.
You know why? Because you don't belong in my city.
How we're from here.
But you understand, I know who my people are, right? Who belongs here, who doesn't?
Who
We
don't?
got gang wars going on. We got all kinds of stuff. And I come from the big city where this stuff's small.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
We don't. You said we don't belong in your city, though.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't. I have never seen you here before, and I know almost everybody
Man,
here.
I grew up in 101.
Well, good.
I graduated from England High.
Well, good for you. My name's Mike Moore.
You all right?
Okay. I'm not from here. Step away from my car. I'm about to do my dog out.
The officers stayed in the area for nearly 3 minutes. Where did y'all go from there? How did you decide what you were going to do?
I talked it over with my uncle, and that's when, you know, he kind of took matters into his hands.
His uncle, Kevin Scribner, suggested they reach out to EPD Chief Dana Powell directly.
We wanted to give the chief the opportunity to actually perform her investigation, and so we held the video close to our chest and waited for her to provide a response.
It has been 15 days since the men filed their official complaint.
Greensboro police are saying that this disturbing video needs context, but to so many tonight, this looks like plain misuse of force and an outrage. The call on June 17th begins peacefully with Dewan Yorsay sitting on his mother's front porch. Video from police body cameras shows 2 officers responding to a call about someone breaking into the home with a shovel.
You do believe me, right?
For several minutes, Yorsay tries to explain that he's locked out, it's his mother's home, and he's struggling to reach her on the phone. When he shares he has a criminal record, the officer's suspicion grows. He again suggests they head to a neighbor's who can confirm he's no crook. And with this touch,
No, sit down.
it's clear he's not leaving the porch.
Sit down. But why are you talking to me like that, bro?
But what appears to push Officer Travis Cole too far is when Yorsay starts calling friends for help.
Police is over here. They harassing me.
All charges were dropped, and both Cole and Officer Charlotte Jackson resigned.
Keep in mind, I haven't done anything. I wasn't doing anything.
Police confirmed they later discovered he had 2 warrants out for his arrest. The prosecutor is refusing those calls tonight to re-examine the case. David? Steve, thank you.
Good point. Let's run down what we're going to be talking about tonight.
In a general sense, here's what we're going to be talking about. The first of the programs that we did on terror, and it should be said that with tonight's broadcast, as with the others, there will be strong areas of bleed over, so to speak, and that's an appropriate term given the deadly instincts of the people we're talking about. There will be a strong amount of bleed over from the various lines of demarcation that we have set out for the programs. Although the first part of our series was on the drug connections, the next 3 on the terror connections. In fact, the drug and terror connections are inseparable. We're distinguishing between them primarily for conceptual purposes because the working capital from the narcotics traffic engaged in by the members of our intelligence community, whom the Christic Institute have termed the secret team, has provided the working capital for the various machinations and skullduggery, which will occupy a large part of has occupied most of our attention in the 3 parts we've dealt with on terror. Now, in the second program, Radio Free America number 30, the first of our programs about terror, we talked about the Triple Wilson team. We've talked about them perhaps ad nauseum for some of our listeners. We've been focusing on them for years, and we've been focusing on them because not only are they one of the prime movers in American national security policy, but specifically the main focus, the main stock and trade of the Triple Wilson team has been the exportation of terror. Many of the terrorist groups and elements that have been invaded against so heavily by the Reagan administration have in fact been actively armed and trained and at times protected by this very administration.
What is your name?
Why? Oh, you want to know my name?
You look like someone we're looking to speak to. It's not Kevin?
Wrong person.
What's your name?
He can't even make an excuse to harass him. He's just like, listen, you know what it is. You're back. We're bossing.
What's your name?
You don't need to know my name.
You can tell me. It's fine. What's your name?
Of course, because I knew you guys was going to circle around.
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's your name? It's Cross.
Oh, yeah, scout. Quick.
Hold up.
Here we go.
Here you go.
Stage 2.
Yeah, 1606. What's 1606?
Now see, everyone is talking about what's going on, but they're not serious enough, because what we're going to do is prepare you to protect yourself. We're going to prepare you to store food, how to tap into energy, how to purify water. We're going to get ready for this major advancement. And this is where Pharaoh and all them brothers that's cutting into all of these different organizations like the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites. This is why some brothers turncoat, because they have been approached, just like Malcolm was approached by the FBI, but they turning it up now. And what they want to do is stop the young brothers and sisters from joining various organizations. Now, some organizations, you know, they already done sold out, you know, but it's still, you still got some brothers that they perceive to be threats. So this is why they're trying to divide and conquer. They don't want the remnants of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's Nation of Islam to unite. They don't want brothers that they deem a threat, different groups that they deem a threat, to unite with others. It's going to be deep, man. So we're going to prepare you. At the same time, we're going to be preparing you to rule. Don't be scared. Black light.